Tori Amos, and she uses a Busendorfer. Very nice piano. So this plus this is this. Much better. Pretty. And this has touch keys and looks more like a piano. And in the art of circuit boards, badges are cool. You should check out this documentary all about badges. They have the best circuit board art. Like this. So, here we have, you see here, the eyes, no copper, no printing, and then an LED behind it which shines through to create this effect. Super cool. And then bare circuit board, printing. So a limited palette to create beautiful effects. How do you make a circuit board then? If you want to do this, this is my particular toolbox, but there are other tools. Eagle is a very common piece of software made by Autodesk. Looks very complicated and is very complicated, but you can start simply. And yeah, there is a link, but there is also KiCad, open source, and very well supported by CERN in Switzerland, very similar to Eagle, and getting almost as good. Then there is also this, PCB mode. This is made by Saar Dreamer, or Boldport, and he made this as an artistic way of creating beautiful, very flowing, organic circuit boards. And this one was made for Marie Claire, to go with a jewelry photo shoot. You should check that out. Very much art. You can also make your own PCBs here. So if you design in Illustrator and then take it into Eagle or KiCad, you can go to these websites and get some PCBs very cheaply. So very briefly, I will show you a little bit about my workflow. Looking at the Kibo earlier, this is a small version. Whoa. There we go. So this was created by one of our engineers. And this is a circuit board about this big. 1, 2, 3 keys. And on the bottom, the Raspberry Pi header, so it can go onto the Raspberry Pi. And then resistors, power delivery, protection, diodes, circuit components. So I will export these from Eagle and then import them into Adobe Illustrator. And this is what I see. And then on that, I can use Adobe Illustrator to draw the elements here and change them around. So here, maybe a different font. There we go, super retro. From there, get the basic design, export that to a bitmap, and then import into Eagle. And you can learn how to do this through YouTube or tutorials. and then it runs a script slowly, and then you can see slowly the art appears into the circuit board. So from a design program to a CAD program, and then from the CAD program you go to the internet. Here is one Oshpark. They are based in America, but there are also Seed in China, PCBWay, dirty PCBs. Oshpark do very nice purple PCBs, but you can just upload your file and maybe 2 weeks later you will get back your own PCBs. And PCBs are good not just for actual circuit boards, but for decoration. They can be used as tokens, badges, earrings, whatever. And it's an economical way to get a very beautiful design, which you can see with these here. And this is also the thing that goes with the keys, the purely mechanical part that supports the keys. No electronics, just prettiness. And here this shows how it might look, but you can say, maybe I change the color of the board. So instead of green, we want tasteful black. Oh, much better. And then you will see how your board will look. So that is very basically the process of how we design pretty PCBs. It's nothing special except lots of practice. So, does anyone have any questions about PCBs, about the process? No, no questions. Okay. Let me talk a bit more about the process. So here you see the layers again. If we go to the next one. The top layer is purely for aesthetics. It has no essential functioning to the way a circuit board works. It is just there usually to label components. The ink there is printed very much in the traditional way of all screen printing for centuries. So you have a UV screen, you pour the ink on it, and no problem. So the technology is not really new. The difference is the ink, which is engineered to stand the high temperatures of the soldering process. So 200, 300 degrees Celsius. So you cannot just use any ink. The solder mask, the green layer, that is there to control where the solder can go on the circuit board. It's much more hardy and much more accurate than the upper silkscreen layer. So by controlling where this appears, you can get very fine designs. And if you look here, you will see generally the black areas have much more detail, much more resolution than the silkscreen at the top. The white layer, sometimes the quality is not so good. Sometimes they use a silkscreen. These days they may use a special inkjet printer for cheaper process. And this can sometimes ruin your artwork. If you look here, there are, I think, 2 of the same board, which have slightly different process, which creates a big difference. The copper layer, the copper is the bit that conducts the electricity, but you can also use this decoratively. So if you see the solder mask and the copper, They look different depending on whether the solder mask has copper underneath it or no copper. It is like a relief embossing, so you can use that as a design. So here you see copper, no copper, copper, no copper, copper, no copper, and it creates hills and valleys for aesthetic reasons. And here you have the very nice interaction. And you can see that data represented here. So this mostly is the copper layers. All copper layers and different layers. And this shows the interaction. So the white, silk, the yellow here, resist, the copper, and then the core layer. And it shows all the different combinations there that create different effects. These are your palette. These are how you control the data to make the printed circuit boards. So I wonder, is there a project I can talk about in particular? So could you ask me to watch? So this is a new project for us. It will be an LED watch with RGB LEDs, and let me see if I can show you how it will look. Normally watches, they have mechanical components, but here we are using the design of the circuit board to make the seconds and the hours, and also as part of the whole design. So I would urge you to check that out, to look at kind of how it can be artistic. And then when it's lit up, RGB LEDs, but then very small, like that. But this is not new. This was done about 10 years ago with single color LEDs. So this is an update to an old design. But hopefully we'll have wireless charging there. Yes, that is our process. Any questions now? No? Okay.